Today in this video lecture, we are going to solve the Khan University Examination Board Class 11 September 2013 Physics Paper 1. So let's come to our first question in this year. So here we have our first two questions, question number 1 and question number 2. Which of the following represents the correct option for two supplementary units of SI drive units? कौन से ऐसे दो units हैं that are known as supplementary units? So we have studied in a chapter number 1 that the radian and the steradian, these two units of angle, this is the two-dimensional angle and the other is three-dimensional angle. These two are the units of supplementary units that are used to measure the angles. So 2 and 4 is the correct answer, that is in option D. Question number 2. The unknown and unpredictable changes in experimental measurements are caused by which of the following error? So the errors that are unknown, the errors that are unpredictable, the errors that are unavoidable, and we cannot do such things for remove that type of errors are known as random errors. So the correct answer is option A. Let's move to our question number 3 and 4. So in question number 3, the dot product of two vectors which are not perpendicular is 0. So we have two vectors A and B. The dot product of these two vectors is 0. One condition for the dot product 0 is such that if A is perpendicular to vector B. In this case, the dot product is equal to 0. But question states that these vectors are not perpendicular to each other. So the other condition is the one when their dot product is 0. If either of the vector is a null vector. अगर एक नल वेक्टर का डॉट प्रोडक्ट किसी दूसरे वेक्टर के साथ लिया जाए तो वो हमेशा जीरो के बराबर आएगा. सो इन दिस क्वेश्चन either a vector A is null vector or the vector B is a null vector. So option A is the right answer. Then we have question number 4. Torque will not be produced if the angle between force and moment arm is equals to 0 degree. So we know that torque is equals to the cross product of moment arm and force. This is maximum when theta is equals to 90 degrees, and it is minimum or 0 when theta is equal to 0. This means that R and F are in same direction. So torque is not produced means torque is equal to 0. Torque 0 है, इसका मतलब है कि R and F they are parallel, either they are in same direction or they are opposite to each other. So option A is the right answer. Then let's come to question number 5 and 6. Application of torque in used in all of the following cases except for the one. So tightening of the screw includes the turning effect, turning a pencil in the sharpener includes turning effect, winding up a toy includes the turning effect, while the climbing up an escalator is not involve any type of torque. So option C is the right answer. Then we have question number 6. So the formula for finding the velocities in a perfectly elastic collision is such that V1 plus v1 prime is equal to v2 plus v2 prime. So what are v1, v2 and v1 prime, v2 prime? v1 and v2 are initial velocities before collision, while v1 prime and v2 prime are final velocities. So in this question, u1 and u2 are initial velocities, while v1 and v2 are the final velocities. So the relation that we have studied in our chapter, this relation describes that v1 is the initial velocity of body 1 and v1 prime is the initial final velocity of the body 1. So to this, if we replace initial velocities by v1, u1 and u2, so let's say initial velocity is u1 and initial velocity u2 and final velocity by v1 and v2. So this will be our relation, that is in our option B, u1 v1 plus u2 v2. Option B is the right answer. Let's see question number 7. Which type of motion is performed in a ballistic missile? So ballistic missile is the one that is fired and it follow a trajectory, and this trajectory is known as projectile motion. So option D is our right answer. Let's move to our next question, that is question number 8. In this question, we have a person that is lifting a block and moving in the upward direction. So this is the direction of displacement. It is lifting this block against the direction of gravitational field or gravitational force. So the work done, we have to find the work done by the gravitational force. So as we can see that gravitational force and the displacement d are opposite, and opposite means that the angle between them is 180 degrees. So in that case the work done is always negative. So option D is the right answer. Let's see question number 9. Which of the following are the non conventional source of energies, except for which of the following? So, if we see wind energy, this is the renewable source of energy. Similarly, tidal and hydro are the sources of renewable energies, in which energy can be reused in a very short period of time. So, biomass is the energy that is non renewable, and to reuse this energy, we have to wait for very long period of time. So only option C is the conventional source of energy. The other threes are the non-conventional or the renewable energy resources. Let's come to question number 10 and 11. In question number 10, we have to find the dimension of power. We know that power is equals to work done divided by time. Work is equals to force into displacement. And we know that force is equals to mass time acceleration. So power will be equals to mass time acceleration time displacement divided by time t. Dimension of mass is m, direction of acceleration is mlt, sorry, lt minus 2. Dimension of acceleration will become lt minus 2, lt minus 2. And the dimension of d, that is the displacement, is l, divided by time t. So let's solve this. So m L2 and t minus 3. Or we can also say that let's keep this time in denominator ml square t cube. So option D is the right answer for the dimension of power. So question number 11, the work done in a gravitational field is independent of path. So whatever the path we take, the amount of work done in the gravitational field always remains same. So this type of work done is always independent of the path. So option A is the right answer. Let's move to our question number 12. A boy and a girl take amusement park ride. The boy standing at the outer edge is three times farther from the girl standing near the axis of the rotation. So इस राइड के अंदर एक बॉय जो कि एज पे मौजूद है, जबकि जो पर्सन एक और गर्ल है जो कि एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन के करीब मौजूद है. If the platform rotates with increasing angular velocity, then which of the following statements is correct? The boy has a greater angular acceleration. The girl has a greater angular acceleration. Both have the same angular acceleration or both have the same linear acceleration. So the formula for the acceleration will be uh, A is equals to R alpha. So as we can see that uh, both the bodies, all the bodies will not have the same angular acceleration. The person more that is away from the person that is away from the axis of rotation, the greater the distance, the more it will have the acceleration. So the correct answer is that the boy has a greater angular acceleration. Option A is the right answer. So then we have question number 13. When an artificial satellite orbits the Earth, the astronaut inside it experiences a weightlessness. Due to this, they create an artificial gravity inside that satellite. So option B is the right answer. Which of the following satellite helps to find the accurate position of the shapes or the object? So the satellites that are used to find the uh, accurate positions of the shape or different objects. This type of satellites are known as navigation satellites. Option A is our right answer. So here we have our question number 15. The flow of air around the aeroplane wings is as shown in the diagram, in which the drag force is the opposite direction and we have the upward lift. So we know that to have upward lift, the pressure above the wings is low. We have low pressure here, and the pressure below the wings is high. We have high pressure. This is low pressure due to closer streamlines, while below the wings of the plane we have wider stream lines. So wider streamlines means high pressure and low velocity. Similarly, closer streamlines means low pressure and high velocity. So which of the options correct for the pressure and speed in the upper region of the wings? So pressure is low and speed is high. Option A is the right answer. Let's move to our question number 16. The given diagram shows the atomizer nozzle to produce a fine spray of liquid, and this atomizer is its working is based on the Bernoulli's effect. So option D is the right answer in this question, that is Bernoulli's effect. Then we have question number 17. The initial position of the particle executing simple harmonic motion is maximum positive displacement. Then which of the following graph shows the acceleration as the function of time? So as the question says that the initial position of the particle is maximum positive displacement. So at maximum displacement, the body is at extreme position, and extreme position, the acceleration is also maximum. Positive maximum displacement means the acceleration will be positive. So the graph are acceleration as a function of time. It's mean we have the acceleration on y-axis and time on the uh, x-axis. So we have positive acceleration, and this acceleration will reduce, comes to zero, and then it will become negative. So these options shows that acceleration is negative, while this shows that acceleration is zero. So these are the incorrect answers. Correct answer is option A, in which body has maximum positive displacement. It decreases and becomes zero at mean position. This is extreme. This is mean, and moves towards the in the direction of the negative displacement, and its acceleration becomes negative maximum at the other extreme position. So option A is the right answer. Let's see question number 18. The diagram shows an example of an oscillator that is displaced to produce vibration. A force is repeatedly applied on the oscillator that it will produce a forced oscillation. This person on the swing vibrates with its natural frequency, while the other person behind him put a regular constant force on it so that its vibration amplitude remains same or increases. So the correct answer for this question number 18 is the forced oscillation. Let's come to our question number 19. The shock absorber of our truck suspension is designed to increase the amount of damping. If the damping is very high, so body will comes to its original position without vibrating in a very short period of time. So option A is the right answer. In question number 20, we have a diagram of a broken glass in when the driving frequency of the oscillator becomes equal to the natural frequency, and this phenomena will be known as resonance. So what happens in this, that the molecules of the glass are vibrating with its natural frequency. If an force oscillator that produces a wave or the sound of the same frequency, so the resonance effect occurs, and the molecules or the atoms of the glass starts vibrating with the more greater amplitude that eventually will break the glass. So option C is the right answer. Let's quickly move to our next question. In a Doppler's effect, which of the following does not change in case of a moving listener and a moving source? So we have a three characteristics of sound that are V equals to lambda f. So these are the characters that changes in Doppler's effect while speed remains same. Speed of the sound waves remains same. The frequency changes, the wavelength changes, but the wave speed relative to air, the speed relative to observer and source are is changing, but the speed relative to air remains the same. So 2 only, that is in option B, is the right answer. Then we have question number 22. If 10 waves, we have the number of waves that are passing in a dense medium in 1 second. And the speed of first wave is 10 meter per second, and we have to find the wavelength lambda. So lambda is equals to V over F. V is 10 meters per second, while the frequency is 10 waves in 1 second, that is equals to 10 hertz. So the wavelength of this wave will be equals to 1 meter. So option B is our right answer. Then we have question number 23. The experimental arrangement in the figure is used to observe two slit interference. Which of the following changes increases in the separation between the which of the following changes increases the separation between the dark band? Means okay, what which of the following is a factor that can change the distance between two dark bands? So the formula for the distance between two consecutive bright fringes or dark fringes in a Young's double slit experiment is delta y equals to lambda L over D, where L is the distance that is represented by R in this case. We can say the distance between the screen and slits, while D is the distance between two slits. So from this, we can see that delta y, that is the distance between two consecutive dark or bright fringe, it is directly proportional to L, and delta y is inversely proportional to D. Let's say this is L. So increasing the width of each slit will not increase or decrease, will not affect the this phenomena. Moving the screen closer to the slit. So moving the screen closer to the slit means decreasing L. So while decreasing L, delta Y will also increase. So question said that increase in the separation between the dark bands or dark fringes. So this will the option 2, moving the screen closer, will decrease the L and decrease the delta Y. So this is the incorrect answer. So moving the light closer to the slit will not affect any change in the in this phenomena. So as the option A, that increasing the width of each slit. So the correct answer is option C, decreasing the separations between the slit. So if we decrease the D, that is the separation between the slit, decreasing D will increase the distance between the fringes. Option C is the right answer. Then we have question number 24. Color scenes from an oil film on the water depends on the following factor except for the one. So this is the phenomena in which we see our colors on a thin film of oil or thin layer of oil, and this phenomena depends on the factor the color can be seen depends on the angle of view, that at what angle we are seeing that layer of oil, the index of refraction and the thickness of the film. So the factors that do not affect the this phenomena of colors on the thin film of the oil is the density of the oil. The remaining are the factors that will affect the uh, this phenomena. So option A is our right answer. Then we have question number 25. Which of the following optical device is capable of blocking? We have to identify a optical device that is capable of blocking one of the two plane of vibration of an electromagnetic wave. So we have two components in our electromagnetic wave. One is the perpendicular and electric field vector and the magnetic field vector. So the device that is known as polarizer or polarized filter, this is used to block one of the either of the component of the electromagnetic wave. So the correct answer is option D. Now let's see question number 26. When an ideal gas is cooled at constant volume, it is cooled at constant volume, and cooled means temperature is decreased until the pressure becomes half. So pressure has become half, then what will happen to the average translational kinetic energy of the gas molecule? So if we recall the formula of pressure and pressure, volume, and kinetic energy of the gas, so it is equals to PV equals to. So here we have the formula PV is equals to 2 or 3 n mv square upon 2. So this term mv square upon 2 can be termed as the kinetic energy or the temperature. So average translational kinetic energy. So as we can see that gas is cooled, its mean temperature will be decreased, and pressure and temperature are directly proportional. So pressure becomes half of the original pressure. So the average translational kinetic energy of the gas molecules will also reduce to half of the original. So option B is the right answer for this question number 26. Let's see question number 27. Which of the following graph shows the increase in volume of the system? So if we see the PV diagram, case 1, case 2, and case 3, we have the reverse arrows, and these reverse arrow represents compression. Question is asking about the screen increasing volume, and increasing volume means expansion. So the expansion or increasing volume can be seen with the forward arrow, while these two arrows represents the compressions because they are backward arrows. So from this 3 PV diagram, case 1 or the option 1 is the right answer. So option A, case 1 only, is the correct answer for this question number 27. Then we have question number 28. The given figure shows the four isotherms T1, T2, and T3, T4. These four are the isotherms, and of each isotherm, it has a constant temperature. And the amount, which of the following isotherm shows the highest temperature? So, in a PV diagram, we can just remember one thing that the graph in this way shows increase in temperature. This shows increase in temperature. This means that the tail of this arrow shows the low temperature, and the head of this arrow shows the high temperature. So from these graph, this fourth isotherm shows that has the temperature T4 shows the highest constant temperature. So option D, T4 is the right answer. Let's move to our question number 29. In the given figure, four processes four different processes for a constant amount of ideal gas, all starting at the stage A. Which of the following represents which of the following given process does the temperature increases? हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि कौन से प्रोसेस के अंदर टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज हो रहा है. So here we have our last question, that is question number 30. In the given figure, four different processes for a constant amount of ideal gas all starting at the stage A. In which of the following process the system does zero work? So we have to identify that which of the following has a zero work. Work done is equal to zero, or the work done is equals to P delta V. So work done is only zero when we have change in volume is equals to zero or volume is constant. If volume is constant, there is no change in volume, so the work done will be zero. So the versus thermodynamic process in which volume is constant is known as isochoric process. So isochoric is the one in which volume is same. So option D is the right answer in that represents that by change in pressure there is no change in volume. So the correct answer for this last question number 30 is option D.